Good morning, Niner faithful. The sun is out, shining bright. It is December 5th, Thursday. Tonight we got Thursday night football with the Cowboys and I think the Buffalo Bills or somebody like that. I don't know. Cowboys and whoever the hell. No one cares. It's damn Cowboys. I am Dion, your 49er reporter. Here with some beautiful news for all our commentators and pundits that seem to hate on our quarterback, Jimmy G. Just to get the particulars out of the way, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Please do. Make sure you go ahead and, hit that notification bell to be able to keep yourself up to date on any and everything 49ers. And there will be a couple of other things that come along throughout the day. And throughout the week, I will be touching on Ron Rivera's firing, giving y'all a couple of facts and how I feel on that one. But today, this is all about our quarterback, man. The guy that we went ahead and paid $137 million to. Everybody been shooting on him, man. Nobody trusts him. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's not great. He's this. He's that. Well, what I did was I did some research on some really good quarterbacks. A couple of them won a few Super Bowls. And I decided, let's look at their first actual 12 games as a starter. Counting a full season, not like Jimmy had those last 5-6 games when he first came with us. I'm not counting that at all. I'm counting his first full, healthy season as a quarterback. And I did the same for just a few names you may or may not know. So, with that being said, I'm going to get right on into this one here. So, let's start off with the great Aaron Rodgers. That bad man, as Stephen likes to call him. Stephen A. Smith, that is. So, with that, first 12 games, he had a 63.6 completion percentage. Now, I took that just as far as what was on the season because I was not about to do the math, trying to figure out what his completion percentage was over the 12 games. I'm not a math guy. Believe me, it wouldn't have been worth it. So, his first 12 games, his full season, you know what I'm saying? And that was from 2008. This is after sitting behind one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Brett Favre, or as Paul Tagliabue called him when he got drafted by the Atlanta Falcons, Brett Favre. This is after sitting behind him for a few years. Aaron Rodgers was out of Cal. We courted him. We courted Alex Smith. He's still salty because we didn't draft him when we drafted Alex Smith. He's a lifelong 49er fan as a kid. He definitely wanted to play there. That would have been a dream for him to probably bring a Super Bowl over to us. But either way, back to the numbers. Aaron Rodgers had 2,599 yards passing. He had 17 TDs and 9 interceptions. 7.5 yards per throw. And his record was 5-7. Next up, we got the great Tom Brady. Now, you got to remember, he sat behind Brady for years. So he had the chance to learn from him and everything. And who did Brady sit behind? Drew Bledsoe. He actually took Bledsoe's job. Bledsoe started fucking up. Belichick was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this. Put the kid in. We're going to make this work. So what happens? Brady's first 12 games, he has 2,300 yards passing, 16 TDs, and 9 interceptions. And for the season, he had a 63.9% completion percentage. Now, they won the Super Bowl that year. He had about 6.9 yards per throw, and he had a 8-4 record. Next up on the list, we have Drew Brees, one of the best pocket passers you'll ever see in your life. Now, this goes back to when Brees was with the San Diego Chargers because they were the ones who gave him the start before they drafted Phillip Rivers and decided he was obsolete. So, first 12 games of Drew Brees' career, he had 2,109 yards passing. He had 12 TDs and 12 interceptions. He had about a 60.8% completion percentage for the season, 10.2 yards per throw, and he was 8-4. Next up, we have the great, and when I say great, I do mean great, Peyton Manning, one of the best regular season quarterbacks you'll ever see. Peyton Manning, his first year, his full season, he was 3-13. This is Peyton Manning. Okay? The Colts were atrocious across the board. It doesn't matter. Period, point blank. This is their first year. So his first 12 games, he was 2-10 by week 13. He had 2,727 yards, 56.7% completion percentage when it came down to the full season, of course. He had 11.4 yards per pass, but for the time, that man had thrown 26 TDs and 28 interceptions. Now, don't get me wrong, some of my numbers may be a little off and it may not be as accurate as people would care for. I get it. But here's what I say. I said all those people, it's Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning, all Super Bowl winners. All of them have won a Super Bowl. Brady's got 6. Brees has 1. Rodgers has 1. Manning has 2. And the second one Manning won, don't even get me started on that one. They gave that shit to him, man. They came. I'll get into that with the Ron Rivera video I'll post up later. But here's the thing. These are Jimmy G's numbers for all these haters and naysayers. Through the first 12 games, Jimmy G has a 69% completion percentage, 2,896 passing yards, which is more than all of the other quarterbacks that I just named, 21 TDs and 10 interceptions, which seems to be a better, pretty much more touchdowns, only one more interception than Tom Brady. He has 8.1 yards per throw, and the man has a 10-2 record. So I say all this to say, people, stop hating on him, man. I just showed you that the greats, the best of the best, these are quarterbacks that are going to be talked about for years and years to come. You will not stop talking about them. And Aaron Rodgers gets a whole lot of praise, and he ain't really even done much. He's just a good pocket passer, and he can throw the ball pretty deep. But what I'm saying is all that we're doing is we're heaping all these praise on all these people and everything. And, the only person that I named on that list that really deserves that kind of praise is Tom Brady. He got 6 rings, you know what I'm saying? But he lost a couple Super Bowls. Our famous quarterback, Joe Cool, 4 Super Bowls, 4 rings. Ain't lost not one. So I say that just to say, look at the numbers and listen to yourselves, people. Stephen A. Smith, all the people that are saying that they can't trust Jimmy G. Oh, we can't trust him. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We're not very sure about how he's going to work out, this, that, and the third. There are some really great quarterbacks that had their first full season and didn't look anywhere near as good as this man does. Now, granted, some of them may not have had some of the defense that Jimmy G has. I get that. But either way, these quarterbacks were not as great as he is at this moment. So for all y'all out there being haters and saying that he can't get anything done and he sucks, he's this, he's that, all of these extra things that y'all seem to continue to go ahead and spew from your mouth, and the blasphemy that comes out of your mouth, and the thought process that you have before you get on national TV or YouTube or whatever kind of social media and start to say that this man ain't worth the money, he ain't worth the time. Stephen A. says, well, I didn't say he was a scrub, porn star Jimmy. Explain to me how you don't feel like a man is a scrub, but you say you can't trust him. I just showed you statistically that all of these quarterbacks, those are great quarterbacks, and nobody can tell me different, because if you do, you obviously don't watch enough football to understand the truth. You cannot tell me with those numbers and figures and how they played and what they were doing. The only one of those who won the Super Bowl in his first year was Tom Brady. And that was because he had a solid-ass defense around him. You know what I'm saying? So tell me, in any way, shape, or form, I want all these pundits and all these people to know, Jimmy G is that damn good. He's great. Through the first 12 games, he's shitting on all of those people, all of their numbers and everything. So explain to me once again how he sucks so bad and how he's so awful and how you can't do anything with him and all these other things that y'all seem to like to say. Please, by all means, give me a proper explanation of why you can't do it. Why? Because he throws an interception every now and then? Yeah, shit's gonna happen. The fuck you think? There's not a quarterback in the league or ever that has went a season without throwing an INT. They've had streaks, for long periods of time where they haven't thrown him. But it's not going to happen. He's going to throw an interception here and there. 21 TDs, 10 interceptions, more yards than all the other quarterbacks, and a better record than all of them. Stop lying to yourselves, people. This man is worth every single penny. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, we can definitely win a Super Bowl with this guy. Use your head. Pay close attention. Listen to the facts and see them for what they are. Our only 2 games that we lost by 3 points. I don't want another game coming down to a goddamn field goal, because that's the only time we lose. Any other time, we win. This game against the Saints, I got another video coming for that one. But this game against the Saints, we're going to eat Drew Brees alive. That offensive line has no idea what's coming for him. D Ford will be back. So his get-off is nasty. You got to think about it, people. Jimmy G is well worth every penny we paid him, and he's a great quarterback. So I'm telling y'all right now, to all these commentators, to all these pundits, to all these people out there on social media talking about how you can't trust him and all this other BS and all this other crap that comes out of your mouth, look at the statistical numbers and the figures. I just named 4 great quarterbacks. I'm sorry, I just named 3. Well, Aaron Rodgers, no, I named 4. I named 4 great quarterbacks that tell you that their first seasons weren't as great as Jimmy's. Peyton Manning was 3-13 by the end of the season. Come on now. Get a man his respect. Give him his just due. Y'all stay 49er faithful. Stay blessed. I'll get back at y'all a little bit later with a Ron Rivera video. And y'all have a wonderful day, man.